Kelly Clarkson has never been just one thing. From the moment she stepped onto the national stage as the first winner of American Idol, she has embodied reinvention, resilience, and raw talent. Over the years, she has built a career that stretches far beyond chart-topping singles. She became a Grammy-winning artist, a best-selling author, a beloved television personality, and a coach who helped shape the next generation of singers. Now, with major changes surrounding her daytime talk show, fans are once again asking the same question they've asked at several turning points in her career: what's next for Kelly Clarkson? Change has always marked the chapters of Clarkson's life. Each shift has led not to a decline, but to expansion. When she moved from pop-rock anthems to more soulful, introspective music, she deepened her artistry. When she stepped into television as a coach on The Voice, she revealed a warm, funny, and relatable presence that resonated with audiences in a completely different way. And when she launched The Kelly Clarkson Show, she proved she could command a daily platform built entirely around her personality, empathy, and vocal talent. The relocation of her talk show signals transition, not an ending. It represents another pivot point. For an artist of Clarkson's caliber, transitions are rarely retreats. They are setups for the next evolution. One obvious direction is a renewed focus on music. Clarkson's foundation has always been her voice. Few artists from reality television have maintained the longevity she has achieved. Her catalog spans powerhouse breakup anthems, vulnerable ballads, faith-inspired tracks, country-tinged collaborations, and soul-infused performances. She has never allowed herself to be boxed into one genre. That flexibility alone gives her countless possibilities moving forward. A new album feels not just possible, but probable. In recent years, Clarkson has demonstrated a more mature, emotionally layered songwriter style. Life experiences, personal challenges, growth, motherhood, public scrutiny have all shaped her perspective. If she were to channel those experiences into a deeply personal record, it could become one of the most defining projects of her career. Artists often create their most compelling work during periods of change. Transition breeds reflection, and reflection fuels authenticity. Clarkson has always excelled when singing from a place of truth. A new musical era could lean into stripped-back production, highlighting the raw power of her voice. Alternatively, she could surprise fans by embracing bold experimentation, perhaps exploring blues, Americana, orchestral pop, or even a full gospel-inspired album. Given her vocal range and versatility, few genres are off-limits. Touring is another natural avenue. Clarkson's live performances are legendary for their spontaneity and vocal strength. Her concerts are not just about hitting notes, they're about connection. She tells stories, interacts with the audience, and often reimagines her own songs in new ways. After years of balancing television commitments, a full-scale tour could reignite the live performance energy that first made her a household name. A residency could also be an appealing option. Many established artists have embraced extended residencies as a way to combine stability with spectacle. For Clarkson, a residency would allow her to craft a carefully curated show that celebrates her entire career from early hits to new material while giving fans a consistent place to experience her music live. It would also provide flexibility for her family life, something she has consistently prioritized. Beyond music and touring, Clarkson's television presence remains a powerful asset. Even if her talk show format evolves or shifts, her ability to connect with viewers is undeniable. She has cultivated a reputation for warmth, humor, and emotional intelligence. These qualities make her a strong candidate for other hosting opportunities, whether award shows, special event programming, or even limited series projects that blend music and storytelling. She could also explore producing. Having spent years on both sides of the camera, Clarkson understands what makes compelling television. Producing content, whether music specials, documentary-style projects, or talent-focused programming, would allow her to shape narratives while stepping slightly behind the spotlight. Given her passion for uplifting other artists, she might create platforms specifically designed to showcase emerging talent. Acting remains another intriguing possibility. While she has not pursued extensive dramatic roles in the past, her charisma and emotional range suggest untapped potential. Many musicians transition into acting later in their careers, often finding roles that align closely with their personalities. Whether in a musical film, a heartfelt drama, or even voice acting for animated projects, Clarkson's expressive voice and relatable presence would translate naturally. Voice acting, in particular, feels like a strong fit. Animation studios often seek recognizable voices with distinct personality and vocal strength. Clarkson's warmth and comedic timing could bring animated characters to life in memorable ways, introducing her to younger audiences in a fresh format. Another path could involve writing. Clarkson has previously authored a children's book inspired by her daughter, demonstrating creativity beyond songwriter. She could expand that effort into a series of children's stories, perhaps incorporating musical elements. Alternatively, she could write a memoir reflecting on her journey from small-town Texas to international stardom. Given her candidness in interviews, a memoir would likely be heartfelt, humorous, and honest. Entrepreneurship is also on the table. Many artists leverage their brand into lifestyle ventures, beauty lines, home goods, fashion collections, or wellness products. Clarkson's approachable, down-to-earth image could support a brand built around comfort, authenticity, and empowerment. Unlike celebrity brands driven purely by glamour, hers might focus on practicality and emotional resonance. Philanthropy is another meaningful direction. Clarkson has long been vocal about causes close to her heart, including education and children's welfare. With an established platform and resources, she could expand her philanthropic footprint, perhaps launching a foundation or scholarship program aimed at supporting young artists from underserved communities. Doing so would align naturally with her own origin story as someone whose talent was nurtured through opportunity. Of course, it's entirely possible that Clarkson will continue blending multiple paths simultaneously. One of her greatest strengths is her ability to juggle roles without diluting her authenticity. She has been a recording artist, television host, mother, author, and coach all at once. Rather than choosing one lane, she may design a career chapter that incorporates music releases alongside selective television appearances and personal projects. It's important to remember that relocation of a talk show does not equate to creative limitation. Sometimes physical shifts create mental space. A new environment can inspire new ideas. Clarkson may use this transition period to reassess her priorities, refine her schedule, and pursue projects that align more closely with her current stage of life. Family undoubtedly plays a central role in her decisions. As a mother, Clarkson has spoken openly about wanting to be present and intentional. Future projects will likely reflect that priority. Flexible creative endeavors such as studio recording or limited-run series might take precedence over relentless touring schedules. Alternatively, she could design touring plans that allow her children to travel with her, turning professional obligations into shared experiences. The music industry itself has evolved significantly since Clarkson's debut. Streaming platforms, social media engagement, and direct-to-fan marketing offer artists unprecedented independence. Clarkson could choose to release music more frequently in smaller batches, EPs, singles, acoustic versions rather than traditional album cycles. This approach would keep her connected to fans without the pressure of extended promotional campaigns. Collaborations are another exciting possibility. Clarkson has collaborated with artists across genres in the past, and a new chapter could see her partnering with unexpected names. A country duet, a soulful R&B feature, or even a rock collaboration could introduce her to new audiences while honoring her roots. Given her track record, it would be unwise to underestimate her adaptability. Clarkson has navigated industry politics, personal upheaval, and shifting audience tastes with remarkable steadiness. She possesses something that cannot be manufactured: relatability. Audiences trust her. They see her as genuine. That trust creates a foundation strong enough to support almost any creative venture she chooses. There is also the possibility of a more introspective pause. Not every career shift demands immediate replacement. Clarkson may choose to slow down temporarily, focusing on songwriter, family, and personal growth before unveiling her next major project. In an industry obsessed with constant output, strategic quiet can build anticipation. Another compelling direction could involve educational initiatives. Clarkson's experience as a competition show winner and coach gives her unique insight into the pressures young artists face. She could develop workshops, mentorship programs, or even a digital masterclass series designed to guide aspiring singers through both the artistic and business sides of the industry. Podcasting is another medium worth considering. Clarkson's conversational skills, empathy, and humor would translate seamlessly into long-form audio. A podcast centered around music, personal growth, parenting, or candid interviews could attract a loyal audience. Unlike the structured format of daytime television, a podcast would allow deeper dives into meaningful topics. She could even blend formats. Imagine a music-focused docuseries following the creation of her next album, offering fans a behind-the-scenes look at the writing process, studio sessions, and personal reflections. This type of project would satisfy both television and music audiences while maintaining creative control. Clarkson's brand has always revolved around empowerment. Songs like Stronger became anthems because they resonated with universal emotions. In a cultural climate that values authenticity and resilience, her voice, both literal and metaphorical, remains relevant. A new project centered around healing, self-discovery, or reinvention could strike a powerful chord. It's also possible she might return to her roots in unexpected ways. A stripped-down acoustic album recorded live, a return to gospel influences from her childhood, or even a holiday project could reintroduce familiar elements with renewed depth. The entertainment landscape thrives on reinvention stories. Clarkson's narrative is particularly compelling because she never seems to chase trends. Instead, she adapts while remaining unmistakably herself. That balance between evolution and authenticity is rare. If history offers any guidance, her next move will likely surprise people not because it's random, but because it reflects growth. When she launched her talk show, some questioned whether she could carry a daily program. She not only carried it, she made it her own. When she transitioned between musical styles, skeptics wondered if audiences would follow. They did. The most logical prediction may indeed be a music-centered chapter, but framed differently than before. Not just another album cycle, but a reintroduction. A project that re-establishes her primarily as a recording artist while allowing room for selective media appearances. Yet predicting Kelly Clarkson has always been a tricky endeavor. She thrives on authenticity rather than calculation. Her decisions often reflect where she is emotionally rather than where industry analysts expect her to go. Whatever direction she chooses, one certainty remains: she will approach it wholeheartedly. Half measures have never defined her career. Whether belting a high note, interviewing a guest, or mentoring a contestant, she commits fully. Fans can expect heart. They can expect humor. They can expect a voice that still carries both power and vulnerability. And perhaps most importantly, they can expect evolution. In moments of transition, audiences often project their own hopes onto artists. Some want a return to early 2000s pop rock dominance. Others hope for soulful ballads. Some envision acting roles, while others anticipate a triumphant world tour. The beauty of Clarkson's career is that she has room to explore all of these avenues without abandoning her core identity. Relocation of a show is not an ending, it is a reshuffling of priorities. It may signal a desire for balance, for creative recalibration, or for geographical change that supports personal well-being. Those choices often precede artistic breakthroughs. As the entertainment world watches closely, speculation will continue. Headlines will guess. Comment sections will debate. But Clarkson herself will likely move forward with quiet determination, guided less by noise and more by instinct. If her past is any indication, the next chapter will blend familiarity with freshness. A powerful vocal performance that reminds audiences why they fell in love with her voice. A candid interview that showcases her empathy. A project that feels both surprising and inevitable. Kelly Clarkson has built a career on resilience and reinvention. After every shift, she emerges stronger, clearer, and more confident in her direction. Whatever comes next, be it a chart-topping album, an intimate residency, a creative production venture, or something entirely unexpected, it will carry the unmistakable imprint of who she is. And that, more than any specific prediction, is what makes her future so compelling. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.